Welcome to the Awesome Living Show with Cheryl Pullins. Do you want to learn how to create a vibrant, exciting, and amazing life by taking action on your dreams? Is there a dream you have been wanting to live but just don't know how to get started? Cheryl Pullins of iCoachWomen.com can help teach you some of the most effective strategies available to move you from thinking about an awesome life to living an awesome life. And now here is your host, Cheryl Pullins.
Hello, lovelies, and welcome to another amazing day for you and I to connect and do awesome together. Today's show, we are introducing our From the Heart episode. This is where I will share from my heart about something dear to me, which I believe is relevant in the lives of those who listen to the Awesome Living with Cheryl Pullins show. Today's From the Heart topic came as a result of the Oprah Life Class airing of Daddyless Daughters. So stay tuned for this powerful topic and hear my response to this issue. Before we begin today's show, I want to personally invite you to come play and do awesome with me. Visit iCoachWomen.com to learn more about how you can work with me. Why? Because I use some of the most effective strategies to help women around the world elevate their thinking, create strong visions for their future, and live vibrant, exciting, and amazing lives. When you visit iCoachWomen.com, you can also purchase my book, What Every Diva Must Know About Starting Her Own Business, a modern woman's guide to building a stellar brand from scratch. Okay, let's get started. I love to watch Oprah's Life Class. So if you enjoy watching, just raise your hand. Okay, awesome. Whenever I watch this show, I walk away feeling energized and feeling like I received a shot in the arm to help me continue on my journey of helping women around the world to release their awesome. So I watched the Daddyless Daughters episode of Oprah's Life Class, and it really confirmed some things which I already know. Because I work with women, one of the things I do is to have them explore their behavior. We look at the core of why something isn't happening or why something isn't working in their business and their life. And the reason I do this is because I know that what goes on in your life shows up in your business. So you're asking, Cheryl, what do you mean by that? What I mean is that if you are dealing with issues in your life, then some of those same issues will show up in your business. If rejection is a problem for you in your life, then rejection behavior is going to show up in your business. From an internal perspective, you don't have one persona for your life and another persona for your business. You take you wherever you go. During Daddyless Daughters, Iyanla Vanzant did an amazing job of guiding and helping us to deal with the impact and residue of being a daddyless daughter. Because the truth is, daddyless daughters become adult women who allow their lives to be controlled by the wounded 8-year-old girl who longs for the love of her father. And we live by the stories we tell ourselves as a result of his absence. Now that is powerful enough for me to repeat. Daddyless daughters become adult women who allow their lives to be controlled by the wounded 8-year-old girl who longs for the love of her father. And we live by the stories we tell ourselves as a result of his absence. She also instructed us to unpack our uns. This one really resonated with me because I hear this on a very regular basis when I start working with clients. Through conversation and inquiry, their uns come to the surface. Iyanla Vanzant identified 7 uns which impact our lives. Unwanted, unloved, unlovable, unacceptable, unimportant, unattractive, and the biggest of them all, unworthy. Unworthy. So here's where I became really engaged about this conversation about Daddyless Daughters. Iyanla Vanzant said, never underestimate the ruthlessness of the ego to keep you in a state of suffering in what you voluntarily participate. I'm going to repeat that one because it was so powerful. I DVR'd the show and I kept replaying that one over and over again. Never underestimate the ruthlessness of the ego to keep you in a state of suffering in what you voluntarily participate. Now, because I have some understanding about ego and how it works very hard to do its job, this statement blew me away. Because it was a straight smack in the face of the choices and decisions we make to participate in the perpetuation of what causes us to suffer. There is so much there, and certainly too much to cover in the few minutes I have with you. So what I want to do is jump to how Daddyless Daughters impacted me. And the impact was that it made me think about my own truth, which was not that I had a daddy issue, but that I had a mommy issue. If you have ever read my bio or heard me speak, I often refer to being adopted at the age of 2 and the impact that it had on my life when I found out at the age of 12 that I was adopted. It had a huge impact and caused me to have a major identity crisis. But not only that, I was also confronted with the emotion associated with the story I created, which was that my mother didn't want me, that she didn't think enough of me to raise me herself, that I was a burden, that I was unlovable, unloved, unimportant, and yes, unworthy. I had my own unbaggage. And all of this story that I had created was so far from the truth. When I was in college, for one of my English classes, we had to write a paper on a topic of our own choice. I chose to write about the effects of adoption on adult adoptees. Basically, what is the lingering impact as an adopted child once they become an adult? I explored and researched this topic and was able to see myself and some of the behaviors I exhibited. But even more than that, I didn't know how to deal with the emotional feeling I had with regard to my biological mother not being in my life. Even I didn't know the depths and breadth of her absence and how it was impacting my ability to have healthy female relationships. Now, this is a huge conversation, which I have committed to starting. Last night, I got the courage to open up the conversation on social media, and the responses have confirmed what I knew. I know firsthand the emotional hurt and turmoil a woman battles with when it comes to being confronted with whether or not she has a healthy relationship with her mother or a relationship at all. It has become easier for us to have the conversation about absent fathers, but it almost seems unacceptable and dishonorable to have the conversation about mothers who may be physically or emotionally absent from their daughters' lives and the devastating impact associated when a daughter feels abandoned by her mother. I believe that if we're going to talk about daddyless daughters, then we must be brave and courageous enough to talk about motherless daughters as well. If we're going to bring true healing to the hearts and lives of humanity, this is a must conversation. Now, I never said it would be an easy conversation, because that would mean in many cases that we would be talking about our very own selves. This would mean we may have to expose our own scars and admit our own contribution to our daughters who have grown and become wounded women. But if the healing is really going to begin, then we have to take a holistic approach to the full issue and not allow our own egos to tell us that we as mothers are exempt from contributing to the deep emotional conflict and wounds of our daughters, perpetuating the cycle of generational wounds and feelings of being unloved, unwanted, unlovable, unattractive, and unworthy. What I know is that when we become honest and courageous enough to have the mother-daughter conversation, then and only then will true healing take place, and women will be empowered in ways greater than anything we could ever imagine. And we will have taken the responsibility to help bring healing for generations to come. I appreciate you for listening to the From the Heart episode of Awesome Living with Cheryl Pullins. I invite you to come play and do awesome with me at iCoachWomen.com, where you will learn more about how you can work with me. As a speaker and mastery coach to women, I use some of the most effective strategies to help women around the world to elevate their thinking, create strong visions for their future, and live vibrant, exciting, and amazing lives. Until next time, stay fabulous, live empowered, and keep rocking your awesome.
You have been listening to the Awesome Living with Cheryl Pullins show. You're invited to come play and discover your awesome with Cheryl at iCoachWomen.com, where you will explore how to use your passions, create a crystal clear roadmap for your future, and receive proven strategies to create an amazing life while releasing your brand of awesome to the world.